Hey folks, I was talking about police officers. I was talking about how they were bullies. I'm talking about how they're terrorizing people. I'm talking about how they show up at houses on very simple warrants, and they're shooting people. And I went off on a tangent. You know what the tangent was that I didn't get to focus on what I want to talk about? It is one of the most joyful things that a man can have in his life. It's called a best friend, man's best friend, and that is the canine, the dog, right? We all have, I have a Lucky, and I have an Ike, and I have a Cupcake, and I have an Elvis hot dog, Foley, right? And I love animals. And what happens so often when I keep reading about it, talk about rage that can come out of a human being, is when I hear of a police officer executing a warrant, and half the time, whether it's, I've read about the mistakes where they go to the wrong house. I read the other day where they shot a little kid because they were trying to shoot the dog. Quit shooting dogs. Quit shooting people. You heard of a taser, right? Back in the old days, they used to have, the little stick that at least you could whip. Almost any dog, unless it's just a pure attack dog, with your voice, with your motion, with a stick, with a stun gun, with usually just your presence going, no, no. There's no reason to shoot and kill a dog. No reason. I get angry. I mean, like I said, the Christian guy, calm, go to church. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe that he was the only son. I believe I can do all things through Christ. I believe that God gives me patience and kindness and love, and helps me help other people. I think that the gifts that I've been given are from the man upstairs. When it comes to the police brutalizing people, terrorizing people, and even more importantly, as sorry as that may sound, is when they harm animals, when they're executing a warrant on a weed charge and they shoot a dog, or when someone has a driving while license suspended, and I can already hear friends and family on Facebook, oh, Roger, you only see... No, I see it. You don't work in the field that I work in. You talk to any criminal defense attorney who's a true criminal defense attorney who actually pays attention and fights the fight, and he will tell you in South Florida that generally, not a few, not 1, 2, 3, 4 apples, but that the lot of apples, like the packaging, it's rotted, right? Rotted out. We need civilian boards, and we need body cameras, and we need less police. You're right, less police. Right? Because what are police doing? How many days, okay, we hear about these mass things, we hear about the college campuses and someone's opened a gun, right? And it happens way more frequently than we think. And obviously when that happens, look, when all these incidences have occurred on college campuses, it's one guy, two guys, and it's weird. It's not quite an anomaly, but it's rare, right? Once a year, once every, okay. We don't need 5 million police officers to handle that. Right? We need one Rambo guy, right? We need one badass dude with his chest, stuck out with big jacked arms, and a headband and like some stickers on his face to go in and take out the bad guy. We don't need a bunch of fat cops who are lazy and oh, I help the community and it's protect and serve. You don't protect and serve anything. You sit around, you collect the pension, you collect the big fat check, you terrorize my clients, and you kill dogs and shoot dogs. And all I can imagine is every time I read an article or every time I hear about a situation where a cop kills a dog, and all he had to do was either take out his taser or scare the dog with his voice. Dogs growl, dogs bark. If you go on a 911 call, right? Oh, Roger Foley just had a heart attack because he's talking about police in his office, right? And I have Lucky with me, right? My dog, and I'm laying on the ground and some guy comes in a uniform, right? Lucky's gonna bark and growl. You don't gotta shoot Lucky. You don't gotta shoot Lucky, right? Lucky's protecting his dad. Yes, you're trying to help his dad, but you can, look, is it that difficult? Like we spend millions of dollars for other stuff. What, we can't have a little net, like a little collar to grab a dog for the police officer? Oh, that's not our job. Well, call the dog catcher. In the meantime, I guess I die. But I don't need you to shoot my dog because when I wake up, even though you saved my life, you killed my friggin' dog. You killed my dog. And if you kill my dog, I'm not going to want to live. That's right. It's man's best friend, and man doesn't want to live without a best friend. Right? So anyway, this is part 2 of police South Florida terrorizing. You can see how animated I am. And it's not because, listen, I grew up waving to cops. I've been pulled over. I told the judge 2 weeks ago, and she goes, what? And I said, Judge, that's right. I waved at a police officer in a bad neighborhood. He turned his car around and he pulled me over. He goes, what the hell are you waving at me for? And I just looked at him like, you pulled me over for that? Of course, I want to punch him in the head or report him or get him fired. And I just went, you know what? Like, there's no saving this. Until you get body cams, until you start, make them have degrees. Look, I'm not saying that college people are all smart. There's a bunch of dumb people in the world. But we got to find the kind people, the gentle people, that all, speak softly but carry a big stick, right? We're not doing that. We're bravado, we're machismo police officers, elbowing people in the face and saying, oh, he came at me, or he surely if you're punching someone in the face, they're going to cover their hands. So they're not going to show you the hand. They're showing you the hands because they're trying to block your punches, you psycho police officer. I see this day in and day out. That's why I fight for clients, because I see, look, I've had clients that have made mistakes, that have done something wrong, that have committed a crime. I understand that. But they don't need the added up, trumped up BS charges because some police officer doesn't know how to control his faculties because he wants to be a friggin' bully and beat the hell out of people. So I'm attorney Roger P. Foley, and I'm talking about police terrorizing normal folks. And if it hasn't happened to you, talk to somebody in your family, because it's probably happened to them. And even if it's the uncle that you don't like, right, who's always drinking or has some problem, he doesn't deserve to get the crap beat out of him, okay? I'm attorney Roger P. Foley, terrorizing police. Right back at you.